In the room, we have Eric Latif, Nduoko, and Dr. Mercy Career, and we want to find out what's happening in Jubilee. What's going on? What's not going on in Jubilee? There's one wing of Jubilee that seems to have been re-energized. There's the other wing of Jubilee which seems to be getting pushed to a corner every new passing day. Today, the Deputy Speaker of the Senate is facing a motion to oust him, and the new whip of the majority in the Senate has written to all members, 38 Jubilee members, and told them, look, I expect you to be in the House during this vote. And not just that, I expect you to vote for the motion. Basically, he's whipping them one direction and telling them this is the stand of the party. Now, let's speak to one of the members of a Jubilee party, but she's in the National Assembly. This is the woman rep from Uasin, Gishu County, Gladys Boss Shollei. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
We're well, thank you. Are you in Nairobi or are you in Uasin Gishu?
I'm in Nairobi.
Okay.
I came back yesterday from Uasin Gishu.
Moto imewaka, you've decided to come back.
I decided let me come back, yani. Huh?
Yeah, things could happen when you're there and you just find out that you're no longer even an MP.
No, they cannot remove me. Okay, you guys have to get something clear.
Of course.
Only my people can remove me.
Of course.
No one can remove me.
So what's happening in Jubilee? Just tell us from your own perspective. What is this?
You know, I think the last time I came to your show, I didn't believe that our own party leader was fighting his own party. Now I've discovered that he's fighting his party.
And why do you think that is, Gladys?
I don't know.
Really, nobody knows?
How do you fight somebody who took you on his back for 20 years? William Ruto has supported Uhuru Kenyatta for 20 years. William Ruto is a guy who can do 16 functions in one day. Please.
But
so now you decide to fight us.
When you say
even the people in
Uasin
Gishu are crying. People in Uasin Gishu are saying, "We mtu tumbeba kwa mgongo yetu." He's now doing this to us.
Is the right word to say the right phrase carrying him on his back, or can just say hand holding? Carrying on the back basically means that one person is stronger than the other, and the one being carried is the weakling.
Well, William Ruto wakes up at 5 in the morning, and he can work until midnight. Yeah, tell me if Uhuru Kenyatta can do that.
We don't know.
We don't know. Maybe you could tell us as the party leader, is he not in a position to operate in the same way?
No, you guys know. William Ruto, even during campaign, William Ruto could do 7 stops in one day.
I don't remember seeing the DP campaigning by himself without his campaign partner.
No. I think you should look at your checks.
So even at the campaign period, he was off on his own. Is that what you're saying? Doing campaigning?
William Ruto is the hard worker in the party.
Okay.
You guys know that.
So now that we are here, and you've started by saying you do not understand why the party leader is fighting his party. Is he fighting the party or is he fighting individuals in the party?
No, he's fighting William Ruto.
There you go. So he's basically...
He's not fighting the party. He's fighting William Ruto. I didn't believe it in the beginning, but now I agree. He's fighting William Ruto. All of us in the Rift Valley know he's fighting William Ruto.
Did you not see this coming?
We didn't see it coming because we thought people are honest.
Or you thought that they're weakling?
Yeah.
Because for a long time, the president kept saying, look, this is how I'd like us to run the country. This is how I'd like us to reduce campaigns, our early campaigning for the next election. Let us focus on the here and now. Let's focus on the development of the country. And it was as you could tell from those close to the president, they were feeling frustrated that the deputy president was not towing this line.
Towing which line?
This one of not campaigning.
Because all I hear from the media is that William Ruto raided Central. But the question we should be asking is, The president is the president of the Republic of Kenya. He's not the president of Mount Kenya. Yeah. So why are you branding the president to become a president of a backyard?
That wasn't my question,
He's the
though.
president of the Republic of Kenya.
My question was not on central Kenya. My question was on early campaigning.
Let me ask you, if you're running for president, why can't you campaign?
Because your partner and party leader is basically asking you, let's not campaign now. It's 2018. It's barely months after the last election. We have just formed a new government. Let's first of all get this government up.
In 2002. Uhuru Kenyatta started campaigning in 2002. Did we stop him? No. Anybody can campaign anytime they feel like.
But when you're requested to not to do that by your leader, why not just tell him, look, this is what I want to do?
He never requested us.
It's public.
He never requested us. If he wants us to do that, why doesn't he make a public announcement? We'll oblige.
He made a public announcement. Let's stop campaigning before the next elections.
When did he say that?
Many times, more than once. Let's focus on development. Let's focus on the Big Four agenda. I mean, this is in public, if we were to be very honest with ourselves.
Big Four. What happened to the Big Four? Are we hearing about Big Four now?
Corona has killed it.
Okay. But one thing I know is that the president has never told us to stop campaigning. He has never told us, let's focus on Big Four. He's even forgotten that there was a Big Four.
Okay, let's look at it from this this point of view. To be very clear, there's a problem, obviously. Now, if we look at it from the side of where you're coming from, Gladys, what is the problem? Because I'm still to understand what is the issue.
I think the issue is what has come out clear. That is my own understanding. It's not an understanding of the party. That is my own personal view. Is the president has decided to fight his own deputy. And we are very clear about that.
Out of the blue or with reason?
I don't know what his reasons are. He should tell us what his reasons are. But once he decides to fight his... and remember, when he fights his deputy, he's not fighting his deputy. He's fighting us. Us on the ground.
Who are you?
The grassroots.
Who are you on the ground? Are you saying party members? Are you saying those aligned and
no,
supporters of the deputy president?
The same people who voted him in.
Because we can also say that there are those that feel that it's okay, what the president is doing is fine, and they are also supporters of Jubilee.
It's okay. He can do his thing. Let's see what the numbers are when we go to elections.
Can we look at it across side? Because if we look at it on this side, where we say that if he fights the deputy, if the president is going against the deputy president, he's essentially going against the people of Kenya who put him into power, isn't it? Now, on the other side, if the president is asking his deputy not to campaign, but to focus on development agenda and initiatives for the country, and he chooses not to do that, you could also say that he, as a deputy, is also fighting against the people who put the president in power. If we're taking the argument across both sides, wouldn't it be balanced in that way too?
No, I think what we should be looking at is asking ourselves that the president was elected by 190.
Yep.
He didn't elect himself.
True.
Those people are the ones who are going to go to the ballot again.
True.
And we are going to decide that let him come to the ballot. Does he want to come to the ballot again? If he wants to come to the ballot, we're gonna be there, and we're gonna fight him. He cannot misuse us. That he tells us that we vote for him, and then the next day he throws us out on the street. So we are very angry. Okay, I am angry personally.
So Gladys, with all this anger and seeing the war around, what is your strategy as you said, the people on the grassroots, the supporters on the ground? What is your strategy out of this or to manage this situation?
Okay, first of all, I can't tell you my strategy because that would be silly for me to do that. But I can tell you something. Tell him to come on the ballot. We shall teach him a lesson at the
Constitution doesn't allow.
We taught Moi in 2002.
Gladys,
teach him a lesson.
so let me just ask you a direct question. Why do you position yourself in this fight? You've just basically said this is a fight between the president and his deputy. Where does Gladys Boss Shollei come in? Why are you angry at
First of
two
all,
people
I'm a
fighting?
big supporter. I'm a big supporter of William Ruto.
Okay.
So that's where I am.
So because of
Number
that,
two.
because of seeing what's happening to William Ruto, that's why you're angry.
Yes.
And
How can somebody carry you on his back for 20 years and then you throw him out? That is unacceptable. Even any Mwananchi knows that is not wrong. And then let's talk about the next level. You know what? Let's go to the ground and see where the votes are. The votes are with William Ruto.
well, that's
And let me tell you, and everybody knows,
how do we know this?
when we have
poll?
campaign rallies, when we have campaign rallies,
Yep.
William Ruto does 10 rallies per day. Uhuru Kenyatta does 1 day, one rally. So we know who is the hard worker.
Okay, so how do we know that those voters are supporters of William Ruto? Have you conducted any poll to know the numbers that William Ruto would pull?
Or
No,
that
it's
these
not
10 rallies
selected.
translate to actual support at the poll.
Let's go to elections. Let's go to elections.
But we can't go to an election now. We are in the middle of a global pandemic. There are many issues. Is bringing this politics.
One way
let's
of
go to
forcing an election is if you if you are able to rally many of you to get the numbers and impeach the president.
Impeach the president. Why would anybody do that?
Get him out. Go to an election.
No. Let's wait for the elections.
So for the 2022 one.
Yes, let's wait for 2022.
And
Let's
then
wait for the president. Let's go there.
there is talk now that the purge is moving from the Senate and is going to come to the National Assembly, and looking at the chairpersons of various committees. You chair one committee in the National Assembly. Have you heard of an onslaught against you?
You know what? If people want me out as chairperson, I will give it up immediately.
Without a fight?
Without a fight. Because I'm thinking, when I'm sitting in the chair, I am the best performing member of parliament. I can give up that seat. In fact, release me so that I can go and work for my people.
So now that
Run the campaign.
Now that you
Let's
can
go
see
to
this
campaign on the
is
ground.
coming. This is coming, Gladys. Would you advise that you, as the chair of Committee on Delegated Legislation, looking at the others who are staunch supporters of William Ruto, who sit in leadership positions in the National Assembly, would you advise you and your colleagues just to give up these seats now?
No, I cannot speak on behalf of my colleagues. The only thing I can say is, for me personally, I am happy. I don't even need that seat. Because the other day, for the president to pass 8 pieces of regulations on COVID, I'm the one who pushed that regulation.
Yep.
So he needs me more than I need him. So if he wants to take away the seat, he can have it. He'll not be able to perform as good as me.
What would you advise the deputy party leader to do right now with all this onslaught? And you're saying clearly the party leader is going for the deputy's jugular. What would you advise William Ruto to do?
No, William Ruto should not walk away. It's his party. He has built this party over the last 20 years. He has built Uhuru Kenyatta. This party is ours, and we are going to stick to it. So let them fight us. They want to kick us out, let them kick us out. We're not going to live without a fight.
So you will stay in the party for as long as possible?
Yes.
But if the way the indications are showing that, the leadership of all the key organs of the party are being taken over from you, then you'll basically be ordinary members of this party. You'll not have any
No, they are taking over the leadership of the party illegally.
Okay. How does this work?
Illegally. And by the way, the International Committee is very disgusted. Let them take it. But let them take it illegally, so that everybody will know in the world that they took it illegally.
Okay, I would like to go through the legality of all of this, and maybe you can help us and point out, when you talk about these moves that we're seeing being illegal, we know for the numbers that we're looking at today, just for Professor Kindiki, Dr. Kindiki, for example, and others that we've seen. You're saying that these are illegal moves. Could you explain the legality of this?
First of all, when you call a meeting of 35 members of the Senate, Jubilee, and only 15 show up, and 5 of them actually are questionable, is that legal? Yeah. So it's an illegality ab initio.
Okay.
So we put them there. So let them tell us if they had numbers. Why didn't they have numbers? How can 20?
What's the question?
How can 20
what
out
questions
of
are you raising out of the 5 that attended?
Now let me tell you. How can 20 out of 35 say they're not coming to show up? The President of the Republic of Kenya called a meeting. The party leader. 20 didn't show up, and they told him we are not coming. He should be ashamed of himself.
So I was asking, what is this that you're saying about the 5? So we know that there were some Jubilee MPs that attended.
Jubilee there was senators. One. Zawadi was in Kilifi.
Right.
There was lockdown. She couldn't fly out. There was a lady from Marsabit. She couldn't fly out.
Yep.
There was somebody else from Maralal who couldn't fly out. So out of the 15 that the president said they signed, none of them could show up. But
those same people have written letters indicating that they sanctioned the decision. They wrote letters indicating that they are okay with the decision taken.
Yeah,
for example, we have seen a letter by Senator Zawadi saying that, I was not able to attend this because of various factors. However, I was aware of the meeting and I endorse.
Why you are calling a meeting the day before? If you are the head of state, you can fly everybody in by the Air Force jet into the country, into Nairobi.
But maybe you wanted to see the willingness and dedication by these senators to see how far they would go.
When they were signing that they're coming, they agree with the meeting, they didn't even know what the decision was.
So just to get this, Mheshimiwa, so you're saying that as members of Jubilee, you are not leaving Jubilee, the Tanga wing of Jubilee. You will stay put in Jubilee. Number 2, you will stay put. You will stay put in your leadership position until somebody comes to push you out.
Tell them to kick me out. I'm waiting for them to kick me out.
And
it is my party. I'm the one who contributes to pay Tuju's salary. I will stay in the party. If they want to kick me out, tell them to kick me out.
And will you attend the parliamentary group meeting if it's called today by the party leader?
We'll make a decision at that time. I can decide to attend and protest or not attend.
All right. So moving forward then, what does this mean, Mheshimiwa? I mean, obviously in everything we try to, as we're saying, going forward, or are we at stalemate position right now? Moving forward, where do you see yourselves? Where do you see your party, the majority party in the country at the moment? Where do we see all of this going?
There's some things that are clear. First of all, the party is not the party leader. The party is the individuals who make contributions who are members of the party. Whatever decisions they make, we shall stick by that decision. So they cannot throw us out of the party without a fight. Tell them to push us out. And the wananchi on the ground, they are so clear. They're saying, ini chama yetu. The chama is not an individual. The chama is the members. So we are the members. Tell them to throw us out.
Thank you very much, Gladys Boss Shollei, Uasin Gishu woman rep, for speaking to us. And we wish you all the best as you watch this fight unfold, or as even as you throw yourself into the ring.
And tell them it's our party.
Indeed, Jubilee is a members party.
Okay.
Asante sana.